Let us begin a story that will unveil one of history's most disputed chapters, a fact that will astound everyone. Today, we look at the most contentious and hate-filled episode in American history. Are you ready to learn about the leaders who drew widespread anger and criticism? These are the leaders who not only faced the anger of their own people, but also caused global shame for their country. How did their actions ruin their reputations and leave a mark of shame? The Watergate scandal's explosive revelations, the brutality of the Iraq War, and the poison of dividing ideologies are all linked to their names. We will analyze 10 such presidents.
James Buchanan, 1857 to 1861. While Buchanan is held up as arguably the weakest U.S. president, his indecision and useless policies characterized his administration. Slavery expansion. His plan for extending slavery led to rising tensions leading to war. During the crisis created by Southern states' attempts at secession, he refused to take action, leaving an angry nation. Now his popularity, according to the unprecedented low, is at 17%, the lowest in U.S. history. Richard Nixon, 1969 to 1974. Watergate scandal. The exciting controversy that ignited to memory everything relating to Nixon and the Democratic Party. That criminal incident soon turned into one of America's most famous scandals. Resignation. He was forced out of the presidency by an impeachment in progress at the end of August 1974. Foreign policy. He is even remembered for his advancements in the United States' relations with China and the Soviet Union, ignoring the Watergate aftermath circumstance. Popularity sank to 24% after the scandal broke. Herbert Hoover, 1929 to 1933. Hoover's presidency coincided with the Great Depression, the most imminent and greatest economic catastrophe in U.S. history, bringing rampant unemployment and massive poverty. Economic policies. Protectionism and austerity were some of Hoover's policies that had worsened the economic crisis. To top up the image of a president who has left no stone unturned in tackling this crisis are homeless camps, popularly called. Hoover's rating dropped to 28%, reflecting much discontent. George W. 2001 to 2009. Invasion of Iraq on baseless weapons of mass destruction issues led to protracted and contested war. Financial crisis of 2008. The financial crisis of 2008 is a legacy of the Bush administration. Response to 9/11. The reaction of George W. Bush toward the 9/11 attack was quite bold in the first instance, but lost him credibility with his decision to go to war in Iraq. Bush's rating fell to 25%, which was one of the lowest ratings in U.S. history. Andrew Johnson, 1865 to 1869. Johnson was widely criticized for lenient policies towards the South and pardoning Confederate officials. Impeachment. Johnson became the first president in U.S. history to be impeached. However, he was acquitted in the Senate by a single vote. Johnson's presidency was marked by controversy and low approval ratings. Franklin Pierce, 1853 to 1857. Kansas-Nebraska Act. Pierce's Kansas-Nebraska Act further inflamed the debate over slavery and led to bloody conflict in the South. Pro-slavery policies. He was a fervent pro-slavery man that made him increasingly unpopular with the anti-slavery factions. Pierce's rating dropped to 27% because of the discontent with his policies. Warren G. Harding, 1921 to 1923. Harding's administration was tainted by the Teapot Dome scandal, which involved bribery over oil reserves. Death. Harding's presidency was cut short by his sudden death in 1923, which raised questions about his leadership. Harding was criticized throughout his presidency, but actual approval ratings are not known. Zachary Taylor, 1849 to 1850. Taylor served only 16 months before dying suddenly in 1850, which limited his impact. Slavery issue. Taylor opposed the expansion of slavery, but his untimely death prevented the implementation of many of his policies. Due to his short tenure, Taylor's impact and approval were minimal. William Henry Harrison, 1841. Harrison holds the record for the shortest presidency in U.S. history, serving just 31 days before dying from pneumonia. The presidency, as brief as it was, marked a footnote in history owing to its exceptionally short duration. Donald Trump, 2017 to 2021. Trump's contentious policies, such as the Muslim ban and the construction of a border wall, have greatly divided the country. Personal behavior. Trump's frequent Twitter conflicts and charges of misconduct harmed his reputation. Impeachments. Trump is the only president in history to have been impeached twice, establishing a unique and contentious precedent. Trump's approval rating has dropped to 34%, one of the lowest for any modern president. That's it. If you liked any part of this video, let me know in the comments.